Welcome to Keep It Off. Today we got a good one for you. Today we're going to be doing out of Cookbook 2.0, we're going to be doing anabolic protein popcorn. My name is Tommy and I'm on my own weight loss journey. I've lost well over 200 pounds and I'm not at my goal yet. So if you like videos just like this where we go over recipe reviews and cover the whole gamut of dieting lifestyle, then please subscribe to Keep It Off because we got a whole lot more in store for you. Let's go!
Be strong.
Some of the things that we're going to need for this recipe, Greg uses microwave bagged popcorn. I use them in a pinch, but we're not going to be using that today. I prefer air popped popcorn. The macros are the exact same. I just prefer air popped popcorn, so that's what we're going to use. Other than your air popped popcorn, what else you're going to need? You're going to need an IMO. I only have VitaFiber right now. I don't have Fibro. Inside the cookbook, this recipe is on page 153. Inside the cookbook, Greg does have all the instructions and he does use Fibro, but he does say you can use an IMO of choice, and this is what we have. Another thing that we're gonna be needing a whey protein powder. I'm using HTLT's vanilla peanut butter. Sugar-free syrup, I'm using Mrs. Butterworth. And then he uses a Walden Farms chocolate syrup. I don't have much of this left, so whatever grams I don't have, I'm gonna be making up for it with the caramel. So first step, we're gonna need to pop some popcorn. I'm using 80 grams, even though to be clear, 80 grams will not pop. It'll probably be 70 to 75 grams that'll actually pop. 80 grams. While we're waiting for the popcorn to pop, we're gonna weigh out our IMO, which is 80 grams, and we're gonna get that in the microwave and warm it up. So there's a ton of kernels that don't pop, but there's a bunch also inside here. So we need to separate those because we're gonna do some mixing and we don't want those kernels in there. So we're just gonna separate that. Now remember, when you're buying your popcorn, make sure you're getting Smart Pop. It's the best calories per volume. A lot of the other companies, you don't get as much and they're higher calorie. So as you can see here, we've got a lot of kernels, not to mention what's also at the bottom here. Out of those 80 grams, we have a lot that doesn't pop. So he says it's anywhere from 20 to 30 calories that doesn't pop. So let's work on our topping. All right, next up, we've got our HTLT protein powder. We need 50 grams of this. Now, Greg already made an how-to video on how to make this protein popcorn. I'll link that in the description. He made it with Ali. Ali made a vanilla one and he made a chocolate one. So I'll link that down below. Make sure to go watch that and you can see how they made it. So it says 38 grams of syrup or that. So maybe it's a mixture of all of it. So maybe I'll do 20 grams of this, which has calories. This does not have calories. Now we'll mix it up. So we'll want to get that nice and blended. That HTLT vanilla peanut butter protein powder smells so good. As Greg would say, there's no rules in the kitchen. And I think I want a little caramel on mine. So I think I'm gonna, and this is a bit thick. Probably not too bad though. It's about as thick as they had it in their video. Let me just put a little bit of caramel on there. Caramel and popcorn kind of go together, right? Cracker Jacks and all that. If as a kid you had Cracker Jacks, I haven't had Cracker Jacks since I was a kid, but if you had Cracker Jacks when you were a kid, comment down below Cracker Jacks, because that's what caramel and popcorn remind me of. I added 11 grams of the caramel. That's all nicely acclimated in there. It's all mixed. Now, Greg used his hands and Ali used a spatula to fold it in. I think I'm going Ali's way because Greg's hands look like a hot mess. Go and check out that video and you can see how Greg was all up in it. You wanna get this on there and just kind of like drizzle it in. The topping smells really good. Between the chocolate, the peanut butter, and the caramel, and a little maple syrup. Let's give this spoon a taste and see how good that syrup is. That's sweet. I like that. Even though we didn't put much of the Mrs. Butterworth, she's coming through for sure. Let's fold that in there and get that drizzle on everything. And it's gonna be like a candy popcorn. Hence why I said it reminds me of like a Cracker Jacks. And so Ali just kept folding it in there, trying to get everything nicely coated. You know, Greg is not much for the finesse. Just keep folding. Everything's gonna get that flavor on it, which is what you want. You want everything nicely coated. Because after this, we're gonna throw this into the freezer and let it, because right now it's very sticky. He says you can eat it like this, but it'd be very sticky. If you throw it in the freezer, it's gonna get more of like a candy texture, and then it won't be sticky at all. So we'll have to see if that's accurate or not. That's looking pretty good, guys. See how everything is nicely coated? And you're gonna get that candy deliciousness. Let's throw this into the freezer. So it's been a few hours and we just took this out of the freezer. Take a look at that. Tell me that doesn't remind you of like a Cracker Jacks. That's my impression of it. Before we dig in, let's go over the numbers. For this whole bucket, you can decide to make it into 2 servings or 1 serving. I'm gonna be giving you the nutrition facts for this 1 bucket by itself. That clocks in at 554 calories, 44.2 grams of protein, 91 grams of fiber? That sounds insane. It's insane in a good way, by the way, because getting in your fiber is pretty important. I know using an IMO is a fiber sweetener, and there's fiber in the popcorn, but 44.2 grams of protein, 554 calories. But that still doesn't make it worth it, right? It's gotta taste good. So let's get into it and let's see what it tastes like. Still a little sticky. I wonder if it could have done better being in the freezer a little longer. Definitely looking like a candy corn. Smelling kind of like Cracker Jacks. That little extra caramel I put on there was nice. So the taste is really good. It is a little chewy. I wish it was a little crunchier. I wonder if we put it in the freezer a little bit longer. Probably had it in the freezer about an hour. It's pretty solid. As you can see here, it doesn't fall out, but I wonder if it would be better longer. But that's pretty good looking. It's definitely kind of like a sweet tooth, but look at that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it'd be better in the freezer longer. It's a little bit too chewy. The flavor is really good, but if it was like a harder crunch, I think it would be perfect. I wonder if it'd be crunchier if I used the microwave popcorn rather than the air pop popcorn. But I would make this again. If you already tried this recipe, comment down below and let me know what you thought about it. And if you do try this recipe, tag me on it. Along with tagging Greg, of course, it's his recipe. And let me know what you think. So that was my review of Anabolic Protein Popcorn. If you like videos just like this, then please like the video, leave a comment, and consider subscribing. And remember, get it off and keep it off. Peace.
Be strong.